everyone. I'm having a rainbow day. I love rainbows. I see them everywhere. Have you got one in your window? Woo! Oh, ow! It's day 3 of Crowns and Crowds. Are you ready for the motto? 1, 2, 3, crowds run free. 4, 5, 6, crowns are fixed. 1, 2, 3, crowds run free. 4, 5, 6, crowns are fixed. Oh, I've seen some of you practicing that at home. They're amazing, your videos. Well, see if you could dress up in a rainbow way. Look around, see what you've got tomorrow. You could wear them. Time for a crown check. Oh, I've got a little teeny tiny one. I think it was Pudding who made it for me because Pudding is quite tiny. And this crown I've got today is very tiny. Oh. Pudding's also got a very, very special rainbow ball. Shall we see if we can play catch? Now this is going to be tricky. Ready? Woo, woo. I need to practice. Woo! Have you been practicing playing ball games in your garden? Or inside you can roll little tiny balls. Oh, have a sit down there. Can you hold my phone for me? There might be an important message. Oh. Wow, we've been learning so much every day. It's so exciting finding out what happens in Holy Week. We found out about Palm Sunday when Jesus came on the donkey. We found out about the pigeon surprise when Jesus told people which way to go. We played some games about which way to go. Today, I wonder what's going to happen. I hope someone brings Bar something later on to find out what we're going to do. I think we need to go and wash our hands. We've been so busy in the garden. Come on, everybody. Oh, I can hear my... Oh, yeah, there's a message. Ah, it's from our team friend, Ben. I wonder what he's got to say to us. Oh, that's interesting.
Hi Mary, I'm just out walking the dog and I've run into some of Bar's cousins and they just said they're really excited to hear the next part of the story. So we're really looking forward to it. I wonder what Bar's got in store for this week.
I wonder how many cousins Bar has got. Bar, do you know? More than 5? More than 500? Perhaps I'll meet some more of his cousins this week. Bar wants me to do one more time the rainbow swirl. Should we let him have a go? Come on, Bar. Let's put it on your... I don't think a sheep has ever done this before. Bar, are you sure you're allowed to do that because you're a sheep? Bar says he can do anything. Woo! Right, Bar. I hope this works. It's your first time, but you're going to give it a go? Right, Bar. Are you ready? Shall we count down from everybody? Help him. He's a little bit nervous. Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Go, Bar! Woo! Don't hit me on the head, Bar. Woo! Woo! Well done, Bar. You're excited about that. Oh, that's so good. You want to do it again? Perhaps you can do it again a bit later on. Time to wash our hands. Ooh! What, Bar? Bar's just spotted something. Hey. Bar? Is that something sparkling in the grass? Oh, shall we see if it's for you? Oh, it's well. What is it, everybody? Oh. Bar says it's a question mark. A question mark. Do you know what a question mark is? You'll find out later. Oh. The motto song. Again. Oh, I know what, Bar. Shall we ask some of our team friends to do it for us? Okay. I think some of our team friends are going to do the motto. And then when they've finished, Bar's got another animation for you. This one is called A Crowd of Building Bricks. Bye. See you later. We're going to wash our hands.
1, 2, 3, crowds run free. 4, 5, 6, crowns are fixed.
1, 2, 3, crowds run free. 4, 5, 6, crowns are fixed.
That animation really made me laugh. How fantastic to do that with building blocks. Well, it's time for the Crown Theatre again, and me and Pudding have come to collect the tickets. There's one for you again. You know what the treat is tonight? My favourite. Golden sweets. I've counted them out. There's one for every one of us. I wonder what you would take to the theatre as a treat. Come on, let's go and take this in. Are you ready, everybody? Welcome to Crown's Theatre. I wonder what the show is tonight. Here we go. Hello everybody. I've got the sweets ready. I'll put them down here, Big Bear. Can you make sure everyone has one each? I've counted them out. You hold on to the tickets, Pudding. In you come, everyone. It's time to turn the lights down. So glad we've got tickets to the theatre again. Here we go. Make yourselves comfortable, everybody. I wonder what's going to happen.
Questions. Kat spent most of her days curled up on a red velvet cushion. She would warm herself in sunshine that fell on the courtyard of the most important building of the city, the Temple. Anyone who was anyone made sure they visited here a lot. It was the place where humans came and talked about the most important things to them. Now, as everyone knows, cats always think they know best and can feel quite superior to everyone. Every day, Kat couldn't help eavesdropping the conversations she could hear from the mingling crowds. Usually, she felt she had better answers than she heard humans giving to each other, especially those bossy officials who thought they were so clever and knew best. Those Jerusalem clouds with their questions. Oh, so many questions. Ugh. So, the days went by. Her lying relaxing on her comfy cushion, and those humans going on and on. Most of the time, she didn't even bother to look up and concentrate on what the people were saying. That is, until one day, the voice of a man seemed to sound above the hum of the crowd's chatter, and to make her want to listen. Unusual for this cat to want to bother with any human. His voice was so strong and sure. It made her want to open one eye, and yes, even lift her head up to listen to him. Tricky questions were being thrown at him by some of the most important officials from the temple. Their voices were cross and loud, asking him, who did he think he was to be spreading this so-called good news? Did he think he knew better than them? The crowd were looking at each other, relieved that at long last there was someone confident enough to challenge these know-alls who didn't seem to listen and understand the crowds who were before them. Kat, she felt like joining in and pointing a few things out. She wanted to stand up tall and say, let me tell you, I've watched this crowd of bossy, in-charge humans and listened to them for hours. They don't seem to understand what is really important in life. To be honest, they don't even understand much about God. Don't they read about what God is like and what he wants for people? Still, who was going to listen to a cat, even if she was the most important animal in Jerusalem? The voice of this storytelling teacher seemed to quiet the confused crowd, and he had a wonderful way of answering the small crowd of bossy officials who kept on with question after question. It seemed like they were trying to catch him out. Sometimes he would tell one of his stories that made the listening crowd work out for themselves more about God and how the world should work. The storyteller had won the question competition for sure, and the officials knew it. Kat could see people having conversations with each other, sharing the new ideas they'd heard. They were trying to work things out. What was this good news that Jesus kept talking about? How did these stories help people understand about God? What difference did this storyteller's ideas make to everybody? Kat found herself purring in a way she hadn't done before as she lay on her cushion and relaxed in the sunshine. After listening to the visiting man, she had a lot to think about. There were lots of questions she would like to ask the storyteller herself. She didn't like to admit it to anyone because, after all, she had her reputation to consider. New ideas that hadn't been there before seemed to buzz about in her head. She considered herself wise with all the answers, but now she wasn't so sure. It seems that there is more for me to learn. She hoped the storyteller teacher would be back one day so she could ask more. Meanwhile, she'd just have to lie here in the sun, asking herself questions.
Crowns and crowns, crowns and crowns, following the steps of Jesus. Crowns and crowns, crowns and crowns, we're together with the crowns and crowns. He rides into the town, the king without a crown, humbly on a donkey, and the crowds are cheering loud. Disciples meet to eat, together they will feast. Jesus gives them bread and wine and says, remember me. Crowns and crowns, crowns and crowns, following the steps of Jesus. Crowns and crowns, crowns and crowns, we're together with the crowns and crowns. Good Friday is the day they take the Lord away. Arrested, but your will be done, is what we hear him pray. He is crucified, with thieves right by his side. A crown of thorns upon his head, and friends all ran to hide. Crowns and crowns, crowns and crowns, following the steps of Jesus. Crowns and crowns, crowns and crowns, we're together with the crowns and crowns. Buried in the cave, the Lord is in the grave. A heavy stone to seal the place where Jesus has been laid. But then there comes the shake, the rock begins to break. The angels shout he is alive, but is it a mistake? Crowns and crowns, crowns and crowns, following the steps of Jesus. Crowns and crowns, crowns and crowns, we're together with the crowns and crowns.
Hi there. I thought you'd like to see Bar's special fence gallery. We've worked really hard to make some pictures on this fence so that when we get to Easter Day, we can remember our journey. So we've got... You know Bar likes to sit on this donkey. Go on, Bar. The donkey that Jesus came into Jerusalem with. It says, welcome with a crown. That's when Jesus was welcomed by people. So excited he was going to rescue them. What do you think about our little crowd? We've got, count Bar, 1, that's a tall person, 2, 3, and they're all carrying branches. Shall we see if they can wave? All right, let's try this one. Can you wave your branch? Wave your palms. Woo! Woohoo! And then on the road, oh, Bar loved making this. Look, it's a bird that can fly. No, Bar, you can't sit on his wings. Look, a flying bird. I wonder how far it's going to fly. There was a pigeon story where the pigeons were surprised because they were set free, and Jesus gave people directions so they knew the way to go, make the good choices. There's a crown which says way, so we've got welcome, way. Oh, you want to tell about that, Bar? Yeah. So Bar was out in the garden this morning and he played ages in the garden, and the sun came out, and on the fence panels there were shadows from the bird's feathers, and he remembered that someone had sent a picture in the gallery of a crowd that was made by shadows. Shall we go? Gallery time! Let's go and see Bar's gallery. What have you been doing in there? What an amazing story about the cat in the temple that watched Jesus answering all those really hard questions. I really liked the fact that Jesus had some good news and that people could hear the good news he had. That's really interesting because Bar has still got a question mark in his crown. Oh, perhaps we'll find out later on what Bar thinks about that. We thought we might play a bit of a question game. We're going to pass our rainbow around. Remember we were playing rainbows this morning? Pass around the ball. When the music stops, the person has to pick out a question. Are you ready? Ellie, what question have you got? Oh, what is the good news Jesus talks about? Oh, Ellie. Whoa, Pudding, what is it going to be? Oh, Pudding, can you remember something that Jesus said? Oh, okay, Bart. Oh, your favourite place. I wonder what that is. Oh, last question. Sorry, Big Bear. You have to wait for another game. Oh, something that makes you laugh, Paddington. Might it be marmalade sandwiches hidden in a funny place? I don't know. Wow. Wow. Try that
again. Tell us how it gets on, how you get on with that in your home. I want to have a look inside the cupboard, our special treasure cupboard. Now, have a look at the door. We've done the first day. That was with the palm leaves. We've done the second day. Can you remember what happened on the second day? Have a think. Ooh, were you right? We'll find out in a minute. And we're on the third day today. Bar wants to take his question mark into the cupboard. Are you ready? Ooh. Oh, Bar. So we've got the palm branches, the compass, did you remember? And now, Bar, you're going to put in the sparkly question mark. Have a sip, Bar. We like to do now is just have a bit of a think about what we've learnt. And we've got some questions to think about. We've got, what is the good news Jesus talks about? And we've got something you remember that Jesus said. Perhaps you could think about that whilst we sit and just have a think.
Well, we've had a great day today, haven't we, Bar? We've really enjoyed our time at the Holiday Club. We really enjoyed seeing the pictures that you sent in. They were fantastic. We really enjoyed hearing that story that Kat told about her time in the temple and how all those people tried to trip Jesus up with the questions they asked him. But Jesus was very good at giving answers, very good at sticking to telling people the good news. And just as Jesus was clever, we've got some clever people in our club as well, because we asked you yesterday, if any of you got any good answers to the question, what does it mean to forgive? Let us know. And we had one person write into us and she said that forgiveness means if someone says sorry to you, you should say to them, I forgive you, that's all right. And that reminds us that whatever we do, we can always ask God to forgive us, and he will. Well, as we come to the end of our time today, we're going to spend a little bit of time of praying, and I'm sat next to a prayer tree that Mary and the animals have made. Is that Bar? Bar particularly enjoyed putting the lights on. And at the bottom here, there are some lollipop sticks. And I'm going to pull them out, and on each lollipop stick, can you hold them for me, Bar? That's a good boy. Right, on each one of these, there's something written. So one of these says, you're great. And sometimes when we pray, we want to say to God, you're great, you're fantastic. Here's another one. This one says, be with me. Sometimes when we want to spend time with God, all we want to do is just be there and enjoy the fact he's with us. And this reminds us, we can say to God, be with me. He always is. Here's another one. This one says, sorry. Sorry. And there are some times when we know that we've done things that are wrong, and we want to come to God and say, God, I am really sorry for messing up. And when we say sorry, God forgives us. That forgiveness word again. And here, we've got one that says, please. And we often say to please to God. You know, sometimes there might be something that we really want to happen. It might be someone is ill, we want them to get better. It might be that someone's unhappy, we want them to be happy again. And we say to God, please, please help. And you know what? He does, doesn't he, Bart? And lastly, there's one here which has got a question mark on it. Just a question mark. And that's because sometimes we might want to say something to God that's so private, we don't want anyone else to know about it. It'll be a secret between us and God. We can tell God anything. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick one of these. I'm going to go for the you're great, okay? I'll pop that in there. And let's close by saying a you're great prayer to God, shall we? God, we thank you that you are with us all the time. We thank you for the fantastic things that we have in life. We thank you for the beauty of the world. We thank you for our friends and our family. But most of all, God, we thank you that you are with us, that you love us, and you forgive us. Amen.